Hi, welcome. We are starting off a brand new series today talking about seasonal transitions. I'm Mindy Turner with the Curry County Cooperative Extension Service, your family and consumer science agent. So one of the things that really weighs on me, there's so many things happening. We're just coming off of fairs, everything's huge, kids are going back to school, and it's just crazy. But I want to decorate. I want to feel for all the holidays as we move into fall and everything that's happening. But it can be very stressful. So one of the things that I suggest for my mental health and yours is to figure out some very simple things that we can do so that once we do decorate, we're not constantly redoing and starting over and packing everything up. So what we're going to look at throughout this series are some things that you can do very simply, that once it's up, you can make just a few minor changes and be ready for that next holiday season. So these are all things that can be repurposed. You can probably find a lot of this in your garage, in your stash of decorations that you already have, in a box you picked up at a garage sale, all of those things that we can take and use. So this can be a very inexpensive way to kind of have that holiday cheer. So we're gonna start off. This can be an outdoor decoration. Obviously, you could also do it indoors if you wanted. So what I have here, these are tomato cages. I did not have tomato cages, although I know a lot of you will. So I picked these up very inexpensively. The smaller size is about $4. The larger size is about $7. So it wasn't a huge kind of sacrifice for me to go out and get those. Everything else I found in our stash, either between the office or my house. So these are things that, like I said, if you just kind of dig around a little, you may already have things in place to do that. So the idea behind it, I know most of you have probably seen the really cute ghosts made out of these, but how can we take this? I've got lights on it, I have it all set out, and transition it now throughout the rest of the season so that I don't feel like I'm constantly rushing. Oh, it's November 1st, I have to get rid of that ghost. And some people I know, they start in October with their Christmas decorations, and that's great too. So I'm gonna show you a simple way that you can start out for Christmas as well. So to start off with, we're gonna start off with our little ghost here. This is a 42-inch tomato cage. I almost said 42 feet. Now that'd be a little bit much, wouldn't it? This is a mini set of lights. So this is a 50-strand set of lights because that's what was here. If you want more lights, you can definitely add them if that's what you have on hand. Now, I prefer white lights, but I don't always have white lights because my kids prefer multicolored lights. So if you want to use multicolored, green, blue, whatever it is that you have on hand, this is yours. Again, the whole idea is we're gonna repurpose some of what we have and use that to transition through those seasons. But we're gonna have something that's fun for us to look out and see and kind of have that cheer as we go. So to do the ghost, you're gonna need something to make their head. This is just a styrofoam ball. I did leave the plastic on it. Obviously, you can get styrofoam in a variety of sizes, so depending on how big you want your ghost to be. I saw one the other day where someone had taken just one of the plastic pumpkin. Maybe your kids are grown and you still have some of those plastic trick-or-treat pails. Okay, that's something you can throw on the top. And if you don't have something round, this is just a dollar wastebasket that you could flip up. Anything that will hold kind of your sheet in place to give him a shape and a head will work for this. So again, go through what you have. Don't worry about having brand new things that you have to find. So I've wrapped it with lights. I just wrapped these lights. They're still new. They're kind of, the way they stretch, they hooked on pretty well. Particularly if you're gonna put this outside where you're gonna wanna stake the bottom of it to keep it from blowing away, you might want to attach your lights. So one of the things you can do, binder clips, wire, zip ties, any of those simple things. If you just have that drawer full of twisty ties, which I have at my house, those would be great for this to just put sporadically through to hold your lights on. So we've got our lights, we've got his head. So then we just need a sheet. This is an old sheet that I pulled out of the closet to have, because my ghost is gonna be white. If you don't have a white sheet, if you have another light color that you wanna use, or if you have a lighter one that has flowers all over it, that's okay. Maybe your ghost is just a little fancy. So we're gonna take this and just put it over. I'm trying to kind of hold the middle so that it'll go. And it's just that simple. There he is. I have cut out eyes, just a basic shape for little ghost eyes. This was out of a piece of felt because I had it. You could use black paper. You can take a Sharpie and draw the eyes straight on that sheet if you want to, especially if you're not going to use it for something else. My tape is sticking to my fingers. So figure out kind of, okay, that's about where his face should be. And I'm going to attach him some eyes. You could also just use a straight pin or a safety pin to pin these on and hold them in place. Okay, so then you could have you could put chains, you could do a little, he could have a cute little hat if you wanted him to, if you live somewhere where it's cold, maybe a nice little toboggan on the top, whatever that is to dress it up however you want. Another thing that I thought might be really cute, if you go ahead and just cut these and put them all over the sheet, and then we can put Snoopy right there, and all of a sudden we have Charlie Brown Halloween. And how fun is that? So cute little ideas, things you can repurpose, things you can use. But now it's past Halloween, and I don't know about you, but I never want to keep that Halloween stuff out, but I do want to celebrate fall. I love Thanksgiving. It's always been a big holiday within my family. So what can we do now to dress things up? Okay, so this is a taller tomato cage. It's a 54-inch, just because I wanted to give you an idea. And so definitely I could use the same one, right? We're done with Halloween. We're ripping off the sheet. We're taking off the styrofoam ball. We're moving on to the next thing. So what I have for fall, this is just a very simple fall leaf garland. Okay, and a lot of times in New Mexico, our leaves don't change until well after Thanksgiving. But you can always purchase these beautiful fall colors to have. And then I had some raffia, just some raffia bows that we had on hand that you can add. So on the top, these tops are just rubber banded. I will show you when we do the Christmas one here in a second how to do that. Again, I've just wrapped the lights. This garland has a hook on the end that I'm just going to go ahead and hook over the top. And then I'm just going to wrap it to give it that pop of color within the lights. And I do have 2 garlands. Okay, and if it doesn't quite stay, this has a little bit of wire in it, so I can give it, kind of wrap it a little and make it stay where I want to get it all kind of spread in there. Okay, and then like I said, I could take a second one and finish it out to the bottom, depending on where I want to put that. And then I'm just going to take this bow, I just put a little florist wire on it to wire it to the top so that it's very simply hooked on there to give me that fall feel. So I very quickly transitioned this decoration from Halloween to fall and that Thanksgiving time. Now, a lot of people don't do Halloween, so just skip this step. So now we've got a couple months with our beautiful fall colors and everything ready to go to give us that fall feeling. Thanksgiving, we get through that, and now we're ready for that big Christmas rush, which can be very daunting. As we get ready to put things out, we want to set stuff up, we want to celebrate Christmas, but we know we're also going to have to go back and take it all down. So it can be a lot. So again, this is one of those things that as we're thinking, hey, mentally, I want that moment. What can I do to make that simpler and make it still be fun? So you don't have to have lights. If you're gonna do this in a corner inside, or maybe you're gonna do it outside in a place where you don't have a plug to add to it, you don't have to have lights. You can decorate the frame and still have that concept and that idea. So as I mentioned, see if I can find my rubber bands here on the table. The tops of these obviously are not attached together. So we're just gonna take a rubber band and whip that around there. Again, if you've got zip ties, if you've got wire, whatever it is for you that you have on hand that'll work for that, you want to go ahead and do that top piece. From there, these are actually some battery operated lights that we had, again, from doing some other stuff around the office, but because they have the greenery and the garland, even if I don't have them on, they give us that Christmassy effect with the berries and the leaves. They do get tangled, I will warn you about that. Every time I've picked them up today, I've had to undo them again. So this is something that we can definitely work with, to add to put on. Again, wire. Binder clips are a great thing that you can very simply, again, something I had, maybe you've got some hanging away there in the drawer, that you can use to attach things to your cage and then just kind of cover them up. Now I went ahead and put the switch at the top so that I don't have to bend down to turn it on and off if I do want to use those lights. Because I am learning as I get older some of the things that will just in the end make my life a little easier. So, okay, so there's some Christmas greenery with some berries we can add. Again, because I found it in a box of supplies and I thought, well, that might be kind of fun to decorate things out. We could just wire that onto the top, make it a little bigger, a little flashier. We have just some red, this is kind of more of a fabric-y scarf as opposed to just ribbon that we can line through here and just give it a little poof to dress that up a little more. Again, just kind of using what you have, what matches your decor, or maybe this is the time that you do something a little more drastic, a little different to put out there because it's going to be outside away from your other stuff. Because some of us, I know, like to have it all match, and I understand how that works. Okay, but so, I have this lovely star ornament, again, that I found in the box with the ornaments that we could wire up here and top off our tree. Okay, so we have some excellent ideas to repurpose some things. We didn't spend a lot of money to do this and make it work, but we also don't have to start over. So now another tip that can make this very simple. Somehow I'm a little off. I'm gonna turn the camera back. So another tip that you can do with this is a pop-up lighted Christmas tree for outdoor decorations. And if you just fold the star down at the top and put your head on that, you can start out in October, put your little Christmas tree up, make him a ghost, put your leaves on to celebrate fall, and then all you have to do is put the star back on the top and you are ready for Christmas and to welcome everyone into your home. I'm Mindy Turner with the Curry County Cooperative Extension Service. We are talking about making some seasonal transitions and how you can put a positive spin on doing that coming up this fall. If you have questions or would like more information, please get in contact with our office. We are located at 600 Wood Street in Clovis. Thank you.